How's it going, everybody? It is Lockhart here, and today we are talking about War of the Visions, but a little bit differently, I want to say. And it's because there is some stuff going on, and not every day do I come across the War of the Visions Reddit, and like generally you get a couple things here and there, but not a whole lot of things that really shoot up in the comments. And there are two things that are really like, what is this, that are blowing up in the comments, and one of them, well, they both revolve around someone by the name of Luca, who belongs to a guild that is like whatever. So there's one person who's defending them with negative 99 karma, and then you have Luca, who also posted something and has quite a bit of buzz going around it too. So for me, I just kind of wanted to go over it because I wanted to investigate a little bit on my end to make sure that they're real accounts that I've been posting up until this point. Like, the first one is like kind of meh, but this one who posts from Luca's account is seems like it's Luca. So I don't know if Luca is anything in particular, but I will refer to Luca as they just for the purpose because I don't know anything about Luca at all. So I don't want to get anything mixed up. So hello, this is Luca. I see another post started by some guildies, but that is not what I would want to say. I am posting for two reasons. One, goodbye to everybody I have made in these 4 years of gaming. Thank you guys. I enjoyed the game because of you, and thank you to the whole PvP Discord community that made this game so much challenging during these years. You have been great asset to this game. Two, a warning to the community about investing time and money for someone in a game that can ban you for no reason. So the ban you for no reason is really important here. To make the long story short, I was PM'd and blah, blah, blah. So they were found in cheating in Guild Wars in November. Okay, so that's why Luca was banned. Hello, Luca. We regret to have to message you on a matter like this, but according to, after conducting a cheat check per fact number 18 and 36, we have discovered that you cheated during the guild battle during November. Due to this, we are afraid that we must disqualify you from entering the world finals, and we are no longer able to award you the Goga Cup trophy, in-game title, and the commemorative tournament t-shirt. We were very surprised to find this out ourselves and have taken steps to verify that this is true. But it has been reported that there is indeed a data manipulation that occurred. We hope you understand and accept this. In regards to the World Finals manual battle, it is necessary for us to announce on our official Discord that a participant is no longer able to compete. However, we recognize that you have already won 2 tournaments and are one of the pillars of our PvP community. As far as announcing your withdrawal from this PvP tournament itself is concerned, we would like to reflect your opinion as to what sort of messaging should be done. As for us, we are fine to announce that you will no longer be proceeding forward with the tournament due to personal reasons. Or we are also fine with straightforward messaging that you have been withdrawn due to an in-game misconduct. Please kindly let us know how you would like to proceed with this, and it would be greatly appreciated if you can respond to us within 2 days. And thank you for your attention to this matter. So here's the thing, right? Like, what they're trying to say here, in long story short, is, bruh, we know what you did, okay? It happened a while ago, and like, this is whether it's true or not, but we know what you did. We can't give you all this stuff because you kind of fudged it, and it is what it is. So in good conscience, we cannot give you any of the rewards, but for now, we will allow you to bow out in grace. Do you want us to be like, hey, you're leaving right now? Or do you want us to be straight up being like, nah, he was cheating? Or do you want to do something yourself? Can you let us know, right? And this is corporate speech. This is corporate HR talk. Okay, and so just to give you some background, if you don't know me, I have worked in head office in previous companies that manage like multiple stores, or that round up into the I guess eight figures, I guess, like hundreds of millions. And it's just like this kind of talk kind of comes about when there's a couple things that happen, right? There is a message that it revolves around this when somebody's about to make bonus, but they kind of fudge the numbers, so they're not like, they don't technically qualify for it. So after investigation, they're like, hey, by the way, we can't give you the bonus that you worked hard for, even though you did do good work, but like, we saw that you fudged some of the numbers, so therefore you can't get it. All right, and it is what it is. And there are different kind of speeches where this kind of is almost the same thing, where like they clearly value Luca's position within the community and say to them that, listen, you've done so much great work for us. We understand where you're coming, like, where your place is in the community. But in good conscience, we can't do these things for you because after reviewing it, you have been found of data manipulation in your Guild War battle. And it is what it is. As for the tournament, you cannot compete. So what do you want us to say? And they're giving Luca the grace of being able to bow out or have someone speak on their behalf, right? And it's like, in all ways, in all forms, it's a large pill to swallow, and it sucks for sure. So I don't think, in my opinion of this, I don't think this portion of it is completely fabricated in any way, shape, or form. I think this was delivered because going through Luca's previous post, Luca speaks in a very particular way that is accented based on how Luca types everything. So I know that it was either someone who wrote this completely, but I know that Luca did not write this, right? This is not made up. So Luca goes on to say, this is really unexpected and looked fishy to me. I only play from a non-rooted Samsung phone, and I have no interest in Guild War, and of course I never cheated. And this is like, if you never cheated, you don't have to remind us. Nor I think any of my guildies does. The allocation makes no sense. And it's not that it makes no sense. It's not that it makes no sense. It makes no sense to you if you truly believe you didn't cheat. The sense here is that, like, they think you cheated, and now they're coming to you telling you you cannot move forward because we caught you here, right? I felt it weird also for them to ask me to quietly say I wasn't going to play for personal reasons. It's weird if you've never been in the scenario or know anyone who's ever been in the scenario or whatever. This is so beyond common. This is a sign of respect. And again, I can imagine why it would look weird. But anyway, this is why I sent tickets and replied to the PM as well, stating that I wouldn't back up from the tournament for something I didn't do, and I'd rather be banned. So here we go. I'd rather be banned in a game that can ban you for no reason. No, not ban you for no reason. You kind of asked for it, I think. And that's pretty much what they did. Well, also because you asked for it. A ban from the game that came after more than a week, which I kept asking for them to do deep checks on my game ID activities. No evidence or specification of the cheat was provided, which no company has to tell you in that regard, because there's no real monetary value from winning. So yeah, other than clout. Obviously, I don't expect people who doesn't know me to believe what I say. It's easier to believe the big company who banned the evil cheater, blah blah blah. No, I don't believe neither here nor there. I believe that you didn't write this, but I do believe that they came to you with something. And whether you cheated or not, that's between you and them. But you decided to get banned instead, or maybe you were always going to get banned. I have no idea. No, I am pretty old. No, what's pretty old, bruh? Because apparently you are the champion of PvP, so you can't be that old. And now I am pretty old and busy with my job, and I get that. I get the job part for sure. I am very sad about having to drop what has been my favorite game for 4 years, but this is life. I'll go somewhere. I'll go play something else. Just be aware that today it was me, tomorrow it can be any of you. No, it can't be any of you. It can be any of you who cheated, banned for no reason, and not for no reason because you asked for it and unable to defend yourself. Yeah, it really did feel like it was an unable to defend yourself moment. I feel like Luca definitely wanted answers or wanted to find out why and just wanted some clarity. And as we know with Gumi and Square Enix, communication is not their forte a million times over. Like, for God's sake, they communicated some awful things in a production note, which I covered a while ago. Finally, I want to point out that the community management has never been this bad from my gaming experience. I was privately PM'd in an unofficial way. I mean, how else would you want it? I PM community manager Justin, who had multiple PMs previously with me for interviews and tournament. He never replied, just I don't know, but they are investigating would have been enough. By the way, company is able to put gag orders on anybody that they work for, so it would not be within my it would not be without reason. No, bad English. it wouldn't be unexpected for them to immediately go to Justin and be like, by the way, you no longer speak to Luca. And it's just actually that simple because, you know, we don't know if that's Justin's only job. And also, like, maybe he's too busy looking in the mirror feeling dead inside. And I sent another email to Sqex today, screenshots of everything. Was hard to find the contact, of course. I will update those who care, whatever. Say goodbye, good luck, happy gaming to you all, blah, blah, blah. Just hope the next fake ban is cast on you. Your account may react with a good timely reflex. That's really funny, actually. This is really crummy. And if it's true, it is what it is. The comments below, like, bring up some really valid points, and there are a lot of comments, and there is a lot of debate here. And because it's like, okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate in a couple ways. Maybe let's say this is a scenario where Gumi Square Enix wanted to be like, yo, Luca is going for the three-peat. Hell no, you know, like, we're not gonna let that happen. We're not going to let, like, somebody win this tournament every single time. Let's just give Luca something, scare them a little bit, and make them, like, bow out, blah, 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 you know, so we can have somebody else win. But the whole point of PvP is to have a champion. So I don't see a world where Luca isn't allowed to win for the rest of the game's life. You know what I mean? Like, it will get boring, but it also creates drive to a degree, right? And it's like, you know, like, they could create huge amounts of things, right? Like, you know, Luca the undefeatable. Like, they give Luca a new character. They model a character after Luca's avatar, whatever it is. You know, they make a big show of it and show that, like, here is us appreciating somebody who is a champion of PvP. And so there's like this new Luca unit who's like the champion of PvP, and that's like the main job class. And then it's like whatever else, like the subclasses that belong to the subclasses that Luca is favorited, that Luca likes to use a lot, you know? So there is a lot of opportunity for creating hype. And, like, you know, the next time it isn't Goga Cup, it isn't any of these cups, it's the Luca Cup. You know, there's an opportunity there, and that comes from sport management, of course. And I understand that. That's not for everything. But, like, in a world where, like, I have somebody who is just crushing the competition, absolutely, I'm gonna put them on a pillar and make them your goal to, like, defeat. Are you taking down Luca? Is Luca getting dethroned this tournament? Let's watch and see. Create some hype, force people to watch it, because, like, people want to love an underdog story too, just as much as they love having somebody who champions something, you know? And the fact that they already mentioned that Luca's a pillar in the PvP community obviously has some acknowledgement there. However, the other side of it, and this happens all the time. I meet so many candidates who work for people who I know, right? Like, it's a small community where I work, and it's not hard to find somebody that, like, works within the industry for me. And I hear that, like, you know, I interview them, and then they happen to say that they worked at this place, and they say that, like, you know, blah, 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 this and that and whatever, and it doesn't align with what I know. And I ask, and it's just like, well, no, like, that's totally not the case. This is what this person did, and they tried to cut corners, and they tried to cheat the system, so we had to, like, give them the ban hammer. So then, like, sometimes people try to make the other aspect, like, the other company or person, look bad to make themselves look like the victim, and they try to, like, victimize themselves a little bit. So that way they, like, hide the fact that they were maybe, like, not as honest or not with as much integrity as they were kind of coming out to be. And it sucks, and, like, it's not something that I want to say all the time, but it's reality, right? Like, somebody gets, like, there are people out there who have a little bit of entitlement and feel like they can never do no wrong, because they feel like they've gave their heart and soul to a place. And maybe, like, and if you've had a bad boss, then you know that these people exist, because some really bad bosses think that they are the gift to the world, and they've done everything imaginable in order to make things succeed, and it's like the world is out to get them still. You know what I mean? And I am in no way saying that this is Luca whatsoever. I'm just saying these people exist, and there are levels of entitlement where when a person does a lot of something, they feel like they are invincible. And maybe, just maybe, there was like a vulnerable moment where they were like, well, this is an interesting little trick. Maybe I'll give it a go. You know? And nothing happened. Maybe they even lost. Right? But then they got found out. And they're like, oh man, I should, like, you know, I've done so much. I would never do this. Blah, blah, blah. That's not me, because generally I'm a good person. You know, it was just, I dabbled once. You know, it's like a person who smokes cigarette one time. And it's like, well, I never smoked cigarettes. Well, like, you did one time. You know, just the one time. Even if it was a puff, you can't say you never did it. You still, like, tried. You know? So, this is a lot of drama that I did not expect to get at all in the middle of the night. And it's, like, really interesting to go over. Because normally I'm not a person who likes to dig into drama. But, if it's true, if Luca is spitting truth out here, then it is mega feels bad, because it's a big loss on the community, which is already so small, right? And it is what it is. But also, like, what Luca is saying is not entirely true. Like, within the words that are being spoken here, you know, again, I want to really point out, like, in a game that can ban you for no reason, no, it's not for no reason. If you've done something bad, you can't just be like, well, why did they do that? Like, you know, feels like wolf crying a little bit. You know what I mean? So, clearly, Luca says, ban you for no reason, says, I would rather be banned. You know, I felt weird, whatever, starting to, I'm not going to back off from the tournament for something you didn't do. I'd rather be banned. And it's just like, you're just asking for it. Or maybe that's not even a lie. Maybe you were always getting banned and you just happened to throw this out there. And I don't know, you know? But all I know is that no matter how this spins, no matter what this is, it's a huge loss for the WOTV community, because, like, I love WOTV. I love this game. I want the community to thrive. And I'm sorry I don't partake in the PvP version, like the PvP aspect of the game, as much as everybody else does. But I think it's also like, listen, they're not coming at you for no reason ever, really. And sometimes mistakes are made, and those things can be found out, and it happens. But, like, for people who actually carry this game, like real folks who are putting a lot of effort into this game, which I feel like, based off the comments, Luca does their fair share in it, based off of what Luca has added in terms of their comments throughout, like, WOTV and Discord and whatnot. Like, a lot of effort has been put on, a lot of unpaid effort, which has been recognized by the company, has been put in, and they did give Luca, like, an out. Honestly, this was a slap in the wrist. This was like again, you fudged your numbers, you don't deserve the rewards, but we're just gonna have to, like, you know, bow you out for this one. They didn't say you can never play the game again. They didn't say that you're not allowed to play ever again, or any other future PvP tournaments. They didn't say they're gonna roll back the account. They just said, listen, this is what we found out. We couldn't believe it either, but honestly, it sucks, and we don't even know what to do. But what we do know is that we can't give you anything here, and we most definitely can't allow you to continue on participating. So what do you want to say? Do you want us to give them something vanilla, you know, or do you want us to be straight up and raw dogging, no lube, or do you want to say something yourself? And I feel like whether it was pride, whether it was entitlement, whether it was whatever, Luca said something that they really should have just kept to themselves and just been like, listen, this is some garbage, so you need to look it up and you need to give me some facts until, like, whatever, and, like, fight this until whatever, or just let it go. Especially if they're saying that Luca's a whale. That is just so crappy, to be so entitled that you're okay with saying I would rather be banned, and inviting it on top of the fact that they were already they're already telling you you're not allowed to do these things, and coming to give you a slap on the wrist, giving you the grace. And then Luca is just like, you know what, I'm still going in, I'm gonna get banned. There is no tournament organization that will take that and not just ban you, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going into a tournament, any tournament, and they say, hey, yo, listen, I don't know, but we found out you was cheating, and if this gets leaked, people are gonna get mad or whatever. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, you can't participate. It doesn't matter. You're not allowed to participate anymore. And you can be like, well, that makes no sense. Why? You know? And in a real life situation where you're playing for prize money, like real money, you know, life-changing money, then you can like probably sue the organization, especially if they're wrong, because they wouldn't have been able to, like, you know, maybe they didn't do due diligence. But like in a game that you love, it's like, yo, just take the little L, the littlest L, and figure it out. You know, get onto it, figure it out, use your platform, use your like influence, use the fact that you're a pillar community to be like, this is whack, y'all. Like, what happened? Or maybe be honest, because maybe you did cheat a little bit, like a little wiener cheat, you know, a little weeby cheat, yeah, a little pee-pee cheat. I don't know, man, but just inviting the ban. They didn't ban you for no reason. They called you out on it. You said, I would rather be banned. I'm going to play anyway. Even though you said no, I'm going to play anyway. Like, dude. God, my toddler doesn't even act this way. So, it sucks. It sucks no matter what. Because, like, whether it was pride, whether it was ego, whether it was entitlement, whether it was whatever it was, whether they were right, whether they were wrong, whether it was just, whether it was unjust, it is still a big loss. And that's my point. My entire point in this is to just give you some background on the fact that this was definitely, I don't believe this to be made up in any way, shape, or form. This was written by somebody who works in HR or works in like some sort of business setting that was like, hey, by the way, blah, blah, blah. These words here, due to personal reasons, these have been used by time immemorial. And it's just, and then my take on it is that, like, no matter what happened here and all this drama and all this buzz that's happening around it and stuff and whatever's going on with Luca, it is just a crummy situation, because I feel like Luca did not value their position in the community enough to be like, this is BS, and just like, just leave and be okay with that, you know? I don't know. That's just me. You know, like, I know this is a hot take. This is a hot take for sure, and I know a lot of people aren't going to agree, and that's okay, because, like, this is just for me anyway. So, let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. And, give me your opinion on it. You know, like, if you know more, give us some insight. I'll pin your comments to the top so that way we can read more a little bit about it. I've read as many comments as I could because, like, it's already really late. It's like 1:35 a.m. here. But I was just reading it and trying to figure out a little bit more. And it just feels bad, because I love this game, and really the one thing that makes this game as great as it is actually just the people. You know, people like Orange, and I'm sure people like Luca, who like really make a difference and like really add value to the game and insight, and add like that earthy touch, you know, like that personalized touch, and make the game greater than it is, because it is the community that makes the game. So it sucks. Anyway, catch you in the next one.